Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests today are two well-known faces and voices and instrumentation on KCCK, but here to talk about Iowa City Pride, which is coming up on the 20th. Paul Lichty. Paul, welcome.
Hello, thank you.
And Blake Shaw.
How are you?
Who is
Everywhere.
Yeah,
So tired.
trying to count the number of times I've interviewed or introduced Blake Shaw.
And for different things, like almost every single time. Really lucky.
So the reason why Paul is here is your jazz orchestra is going to be playing in Iowa City at the Pride Festival.
Yeah.
And this will be a little bit of a preview for Jazz Into the Stars because we are starting to get the word out that the Paul Lichty Jazz Orchestra will be at Jazz Into the Stars too. We've talked about the band on different occasions. It is mainly your own compositions, but
and
not
arrangements,
and arrangements, but not exclusively. And you've got some special things planned for the band for this. So let's talk a little bit about the band and what you have planned, and then Blake will kind of dive into what else is happening at the festival too, because you serve as the entertainment director, so you've been involved working on this for quite some time.
All year.
So what's new with the Paul Lichty Jazz Orchestra?
Yeah, well, this Pride set that we got planned, we got to kind of debut it last year at Capital City Pride in Des Moines, and it was a real incredible moment in the band's kind of journey because, prior to that gig, we had been doing a lot of really cool shows, mostly at Noche and a couple of different venues in the Cedar Falls area when we were starting up. But this was kind of our first kind of big thing, and as far as going out to a festival performance and everything like that. And I'm super stoked that we get to be able to do it again. It's gonna if any of the listeners or viewers saw us at the Capital City Pride last year, it's a pretty similar set, but we got a couple of really awesome guest artists with us today, including Blake, who will be singing and playing with
Blake Shaw
us.
will be performing with the band.
What a coincidence that he's also here. No. So yeah, we got Blake was very kind to let me adapt a couple of his biggish band charts for we're going to go for the full band this time. Sorry.
Biggerist.
Bigger-ish band. So we got a couple of his tunes that's going to feature Blake, and then we're going to be bringing in Dakota Anderson, who is a Fairfield native who I went to school with at UNI. After UNI, Dakota went down to North Texas and got his master's degree in vocal jazz, and he just released a new album, his debut album of original music called Switchgrass. I don't know, has he given you guys a
We
copy
have
of that?
not gotten a copy of that.
Dakota.
Dakota,
Okay.
we need this disc.
Yes, he just wrapped up his own little mini album tour with performances in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa, and he sent me a track from the album a while ago. Be like, hey, would this be something they'd be interested in arranging for Pride? And I'm like, yes. And then Dakota I'll be debuting a new arrangement from one of the tracks from his latest album. Again, it's called Switchgrass. Check it out everywhere. It's on all the platforms, or buy a vinyl from him too. He's got those vinyl ready to go. But yeah, Dakota is so incredible, and the album, his album is so good. So I'm super stoked that he'll be able to join us for that. And then there's also one other, in addition to a couple of original arrangements and compositions of mine, what will fill out the set, and the main corner piece of the set will be this piece by Omar Thomas called "We Will Know." And it's a 4-movement kind of LGBTQ anthem composed for jazz ensemble that he wrote back in, I think, 2012 or 2013. Right after the success of his first album, he put out this EP, and it's just a stunningly beautiful piece. The first movement is just an original hymn that he composed that is just for voice and piano, and then the rest of the movement 2, 3, and 4 are kind of different adaptations of that movement. The second one is kind of more of a lyrical setting that's meant to pay tribute to LGBTQ, pioneers and those who have lost their lives over the course of the AIDS epidemic and various other people like Harvey Milk, or Marsha P. Johnson, or really anyone involved in the movement who we've lost in the last few decades. The third movement is really powerful. It's basically this giant free jazz piece that's meant to kind of encapsulate kind of like a African American church congregation, where the we have this baseline vamp that goes for like 10 minutes. Sorry, bassists.
I love it.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing. But then over the top of it, we get to hear the hymn again, played in various different contexts. And then the rest of it's just a bunch of cues and just kind of suggested things to play whenever you want. It's a really, really, really beautiful, beautiful thing. And then the movement ends with the entire band singing the hymn again over that same bass line vamp. It's really, really, really powerful. And the final movement is called May 9th. I just want to make sure I got the date right. May 9th, 2012. And the significance of that date was when President Obama publicly came out in support of gay marriage. It was the first president or sitting president to do so, and the movement is kind of encapsulates both the complete joy and surprise, but also the mania around that announcement. So it's very uplifting, and there's also a lot of incorporates "We Shall Overcome" as well, in addition to the original hymn that Omar composed. So yeah, there's also like a lot of mixed meter stuff just to kind of be like, oh my gosh, like did this announcement just happen? You know, kind of capturing the energy of that date. And even though the piece was written, you know, I think it was 2012. I think it resonates more today than ever. So we performed it last year at Capital City Pride, and the performance of that piece, like there were so many members of the band that were just like crying as we were playing it. It's so emotionally powerful, and I cannot wait to be able to do it again.
This is all part of Iowa City Pride coming up on June 20th. We'll come back and talk a little bit about the band. But Blake, tell us about what else is going on the music stages and things like that associated with the festival.
Well, man, I gotta tell you, this festival has been so fun. This is my 4th year on the board as the director of entertainment. And every single year, we have a side stage and a main stage. And every single year, I get to book my friends to play, you know. And I've been really lucky that I haven't run out of friends yet in the last 4 years. So I'm pretty proud of that. I'm also really proud of the diversity of the type of music that we have and the performers that we have. This is the first time I've been careful, you know, especially since I have ties with the Iowa City Jazz Festival and a jazz musician myself. I've been kind of careful about not getting too jazzy at Iowa City Pride. So this year, finally, I get to like throw something in there a little bit, and but with the programming and stuff, I think it's going to be perfect. But some other things that are going on every single year, the choir of Eastern Iowa. It's spelled Quire, and it's a LGBT plus involved choir that is in Iowa City. They open up the festival every single year, so they're going to be there. And then other music, I have a rock punk band named Early Girl that is really popular in Iowa City and around Iowa that will be playing. Paul is at 5:30 p.m. We should have said that.
Oops.
And then the side stage that I have is almost all music, but something that is really fun this year that we're adding. We have at 1:30 a wig snatching competition. I know this isn't music, but I think this is a great idea that we're doing for the first time that one of our board members, Ricardo, found. But we're gonna have like a wrestling match, but you have to grab someone's wig off their head.
Okay.
So, yeah,
I think that
interesting.
That might be an Iowa first.
And then we do other things. This group called IC Speaks is a group led by Caleb Rainey. I think his name is well known here.
Storytelling
too.
and poetry and
And so it's mostly made up of high schoolers that he has put together, and they work on their stuff. I've collaborated with them in the past, and they do a wonderful job. So they'll be there. And then we have Kirkwood Groove, a group of mostly graduated now.
Yeah, I think almost all the current members have graduated.
And most of them, I think, are going to UNI or whatever. So they're going to be putting a show, or they're going to be on the side stage. And then we have a past voice contestant, Tanya Reynolds from Nashville, that will be on stage. There's another punk band called Crone Teenage Crush, that is a local band in Iowa City, and then a more harder band called Mopium that will be playing on the side stage. And then we end after our headliners, we have drag performers headlining the main stage, and then we go inside to the Englert, and we have this performer named Psalm One, and she's a rapper and a producer from the Chicago area. So like I said,
that is a full day.
I know, man. It's like 10 hours of packed full of entertainment, and it's just everywhere. Every little corner that I could possibly find some artists in, and we have brought them all together. So,
Paul, before we go, talk about who's in the who'll be performing in the band.
Yeah, so
because it's a lot of friends and names we know.
Yeah, we got 17-piece ensemble. So in addition to Dakota and Blake, guest artisting with us in the saxophone section, we've got Gabe Scheid, Robert Espy, Chris Mertz, Lynn Hart, and Thomas Sparks. In the trombone section, we got Anthony Williams, Colin Kruko, Jack Dunning, who will be playing with the band for the first time, and then Michael Stowe on bass trombone. In the trumpet section, we've got Antonio Garza playing lead, of course. Tony Lefevre, so the leader of the Iowa Women's Jazz Orchestra, will be joining the band for the first time as well. Rishi Kalusu and Kyle Marlin. And in the rhythm section, we have Luke Sanders on guitar, Mike Conrad on piano, Vivian Shanley, who again joined the band for the first time as well, on bass, and Chris Jensen on the drums. A lot of newcomers as well, but a lot of the people who've been playing in the band and who are just absolutely incredible. A lot of you and I ties as well. Very proud of that. And also Blake, I just want to thank you again for the invitation to be able to give people like yourself and Dakota and Omar Thomas, Billy Strayhorn. One of the tunes that we're of Blake's that we're playing is Billy Strayhorn's "Take the A Train," although I might title it something a little bit different. But you have to be able to have this platform to be able to pioneer the works of jazz musicians in our community really means the world.
Mm-hmm. Iowa City Pride is June 20th, pretty much an all-day festival. Of course, we've mainly talked about entertainment, but I assume we can food and craft
absolutely
booths. If you leave hungry, it's not our fault.
Parade starts at noon.
Okay. And then when is first show on the stage?
1 o'clock.
Okay. All right. And what's the website if people want more information?
Oh, my gosh. IowaCityPride.org. I can't remember. But if you Iowa City Pride, it'll come up first.
Google that. Well, thank you both for being here. Great to see you as always. Sounds like a really fun day planned. And Paul, we will see you in a few weeks when you come back to talk about your appearance at Jazz Under the Stars. I'm really excited.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks. You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio most weekdays at 10:30, on demand at kcck.org/culture, or subscribe using your favorite podcast player. Watch our videos on the KCCK Facebook and YouTube channels. Our producer is Lydia Kilgore. The Culture Crawl theme is composed by Vivian Shanley. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.